one of the first, I guess, success stories from your tenure here was not only getting Tylor Megill on the prospect map, but preparing him to have a pretty outstanding rookie season in the major leagues, all things considered. Can you describe kind of all the moving parts within the organization that had to come together for him to have as strong of a season as he did this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's hats off to Tylor. I mean, he's done a great job with the work he's done. He clearly put in the work that Ricky and the pitching department put into place before the season. We started him off at AA. Not really sure what's happening with COVID and where guys were gonna be at, where they've progressed to. A little bit of a longer buildup for him in spring training, so we didn't get a great amount of look at him. But as soon as he was fully going and throwing, I mean, he was just Mr. Consistent. And so, I've also talked about this in my interviews. We want to be, we want to have a little brother type syndrome, where we're constantly trying to live up to a little bit higher expectations. And so he was incredibly consistent at what he needed to do at AA. And so we tried to move him as quickly as we could to get a challenge and see if he could reach that. And, he did great at AAA. And then an opportunity presented itself to go up to the big leagues. And, the great players take that opportunity. A door opens up, they run through it. And that's what he did. One thing that we knew about Tylor is, he has a low pulse. So, put him in front of the fans of Citi Field, we thought he'd be the same guy up there as he was on the backfields and what he was in the minor leagues. And, he's lived up to that. He's been fantastic.
Vientos and Baty split time at third base and left field once Baty got promoted to Binghamton. Was it as simple as getting both their bats in the lineup, or is this more of a look ahead to what they could potentially be playing in the future?
I think both. I think one thing that, we want both their bats in the lineup for sure. And I don't think we're not ready right now to say, Vientos isn't a third baseman or Baty isn't a third baseman. And on the flip side, if you look at them on an individual standpoint, we think they're both really, really good. And we don't want to, it can be dangerous at times, especially when you have a young bat, to say you're just a third baseman or you were just this. And, we wanted to start to get them exposed to maybe a different position and just see, put them through the experience of, I'm playing something I'm a little uncomfortable with. Can I work through it? There's power in the development process. There's power in learning how to overcome something new. And so, we wanted to create a little bit of versatility with these guys and get them exposed to these different positions, because you never know if their bat is playing next year and they're ready to come up, and for whatever reason, we don't have a spot up there at that position, but we could use their bat. We want them to go through this process and have a little bit of versatility, which only just makes it an easier opportunity to get their bat up there in case we do need it.
There's a lot of talk about the system being as good as anyone's at the top, and then after the first 7 or 8 guys, maybe 9, 10, it starts to taper off. Is it as simple as tuning that out, or are you kind of the mindset of understanding that and trying to do what you can to change that narrative going forward?
It's something that we have to overcome. I mean, like you said, we have our top prospects in the organization right now are doing fantastic things and are pretty elite. And, it's on us to continue to build out depth within our organization. And for me, it's what we as the new New York Mets are all about. That's a collaborative effort. That's, leaning on R&D and analytics to help put forth good information for us to use. And then it's us working with scouting as well and making sure that we're bringing in really good players and developing them within a system. So it's all hands on deck process. It's one thing that I think, we're aware of. We're excited about some guys, and that's, we want to call it a second tier prospect list. And I think we're making strides in adding more depth and creating good processes and systems in place to push development. But it's where we are right now, and it's the reality of the situation, and it's something that we're very conscious of and is on the forefront of our mind moving forward and how we can change it.